Hi, friends. Welcome to the Hughes Cast. This is episode 6, and it's called Memories from the Third Row. It was a Monday morning, just after 7 a.m. I was traveling north on I-55, headed toward my hometown. A woman I knew had died. Their family lived down the road from Mama, a few acres we had sold them before I was born, and my mama and her were close. Growing up, some of my earliest memories were going to their house. The adults would play Yahtzee and I would play in the living room on the improbably white carpet. Her husband was a few years older than Dad. They had grown up together and had similar interests. Like everyone else in our small community, their lives revolved around the church down the road. It was a small brick building in those days before they added the fellowship hall and the new sanctuary. My granddaddy's name is on the cornerstone as the head of the building committee, and my uncle had run the electric wiring for it when it was built. Generations of my people are buried across the street in the cemetery, including my daddy. They don't use the old sanctuary much anymore. It's still there, though, and so when I had finished eating my spaghetti in the fellowship hall after the service, I crept over to the old building to look around. It looks the same as it did 40 years ago, except it doesn't, mostly because I'm no longer the same. The first thing that grabs me is just how small it was. This 6 rows or so of pews, and none of them are really long. No wonder this room always seemed packed in my memories. The hardwood floors are still there, blessedly uncovered by carpet. The area behind the altar rail is carpeted now as it was then, although in my memory the carpet was maroon instead of the blue it is now. It is, of course, entirely possible they changed the carpet sometime in the last 40 years. But it is far more likely my memory is playing tricks on me. The pulpit is now in the new sanctuary next door, with a piano in its place here, which in my childhood was always in the alcove to the right of the door. There was no sound system in those days either, forcing Brother Leon to use his preacher's voice. The Heinrich Hoffman print of Jesus praying in the garden the night he was arrested is still there, in the same spot it was every Sunday of my youth. When I was a boy, there were additional pictures of Jesus on each side wall, one a headshot, and the other an improbably young Jesus, also prints from Hoffman. The headshot's still there, but the picture of adolescent Jesus is gone. A nail still sticking from the wall being all that proves I was not making it up. Adolescent Jesus captured my attention to no end as a child. I would stare at him on the wall, beardless and with unruly hair, and wonder if he knew what he was in for, if he got in trouble a lot, and why his dad didn't make him cut his hair. The hymn board is still there too. It always had the list of the hymns we would sing today, along with how much money folks had put in the offering the week before. I liked the hymns were listed, as I would go through the hymnal and find the songs ahead of time, and slip pieces of paper in to mark them so I could find them later, instead of being flustered and pressured when they were announced. Even then, I was searching for coping mechanisms. As a family, we always sat in the third row on either side, but always toward the aisle if we could. I have so many memories of sitting there. Mr. Hayes interrupting the preacher mid-sermon, telling him he had preached too long and it was time for lunch. Billy, who was what my people called slow and would now be called special needs, always sang off key. But man, he made up for it with volume and exuberance. And I remember my daddy's hands, curiously enough. In this particular memory, we are on the right-hand side of the church, on our third row. He was wearing that one suit he owned, dark blue. a white shirt, and a red striped tie. I'm to his left, and the preacher is praying. Daddy's elbows are on his knees, his scarred fingers interlaced, forehead resting on his calloused hands. His eyes were scrunched tightly together, as if by sheer concentration his petitions would go to the head of God's line. You could not have convinced me then that they did not. I'm Hugh Hollowell, and I've been your host today. To find out more about what I do, please visit hughhollowell.org. While you're there, drop me a line to let me know what you're up to or what you hope for. Y'all take care of each other, okay?